Part 100. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 997. Chapter 997 Tuning Queen. Domineering Reverend Wei Suo, really is him. He really didn't die, standing on our heavenly profound continent side. In the setting sun, Wei Suo's surging sound has a surging sound, and the evening glow falls on him, which is a layer of sacred glow for him. His appearance was too shocking. First, he grabbed Dong Miaozhen and let Dong Miaozhen not even have any chance to display any shapeshift great art and shapeshift great art great treasure. Then he directly killed Alioth continent, a divine mystic third layer. Already realized the great treasure of a divine domain. In particular, Wei Suo appeared in this powerful and shocking way when he was stunned by the other side. All the cultivators of heavenly profound continent are filled with an inexplicable lust and excitement. Wei Suo. Domineering Reverend Wei Suo, this is the real Wei Suo. I don't know who is the first surging sound great treasure. Immediately, the great treasure surging sound heaven shaking in the entire valley. Many heavenly profound continent cultivators have issued an exciting great treasure surging sound. Wei Suo's boiling chi and blood and True Yuan's illusion of red and silver divine light slowly disappeared, but the two divine mystic breath of the giant treasure still swayed in the sky, and Wei Suo compared with the power. Dong Miaozhen, who was pretending to be his own, is like an ant, no shapeshift great art at all. Fellow Daoist Wei, you hide too deep. This kind of demeanor really makes me wait for admiration. Jade Heaven sect master, Huang Daijun and other people are welcome to go. At this time Jade Heaven the sect master also already know why Feng Wukang will say so. Just Wei Suo's cultivation base and divine ability is still let them all very shocked. They also did not think Wei Suo unexpectedly will have such astonishing strength. Instantaneous seconds kill already realized one side. Divine domain the great treasure can. Fellow Daoist Wei, Yu Feng Reverend is excited, surging sound, trembling, speechless. This is really the Sky Sword sect the strong, we heavenly profound continent cultivator many heavenly profound, especially Western immortal dwelling and Jade Heaven sect many of the younger generation of cultivator, is near worship, heart lust surging Wei Suo volley, frighten each other all. Let these younger generation of people think he is like a huge pillar that propped up the sky of the whole heavenly profound continent. You are Wei Suo? Is your mortal body turns into wood just a disguise? Wu Shenu staring at Wei Suo with a pair of eyes, it seems to be a heavy shot of Wei Suo. Her phoenix flashes in the same glory. The sky behind the secret place is a lot of brilliance, it seems to have her. Countless thoughts are flashing. Whoever says that mortal body turns into wood is going to die. Mortal body turns into wood is just a trivial thing for me to scare some people. Wei Suo looked at Su Shenjun and Ye Xiancheng and said. Ling Longtian suddenly can't help turn roll one's eyes. Wei Suo the body mortal into wood when but turns, is also almost hung, but this guy now seems to be very relaxed, a piece of cake like, is too outfit force, but the most crucial is, Wei Suo now casually say great treasure words up, or sweat heart not jump, a very calm, master demeanor appearance. This let's see accustomed Wei Suo's wretched appearance. No Wei Suo the Ling Longtian is a little overwhelmed. Since there is such a person as you, great treasure can sit down and talk with us directly, why bother to kill the killer, and make a great treasure? Wu Shenu still exudes the queen's breath, the world of glory, faintly watching Wei Suo said. You think you can sit down and talk, but I don't think there is anything to talk about. Wei Suo took a look at Wu Shenu. This was originally our heavenly profound continent site. Since ancient times, any other great treasure land path cultivation sect intrusion is a great treasure enemy, no need to be polite. There is nothing to talk about at all. Wei Suo's words made all the cultivator of heavenly profound continent boil again. Heavenly profound continent is in a powerful atmosphere. In the valley, there is a giant great treasure oven. Ascend. Wu Shenu's eyes showed a sigh of anger, in her identity and cultivation base, and no one ever dared to speak to her, but this anger quickly disappeared. Since you appear in this secret place, and the companion who smoothed up Sky Sword sect together, presumably should also be in this secret place. What do you want to say, on the breath? You are not my Dao companion, I have no patience, and you talk about lust, said Love. Wei Suo deliberately swept Wu Shenhu chest deep snow white butt ditch one eye, said he is to deliberately provoke this queen, as Spirit Peak City small rogue cultivator he from childhood to great treasure don't know and how many people wear mouth, don't know and how many man-made half-spiritual stones negotiations, let him hang a negotiator of the brand also not for two. It is clear that any opponent in the anger, it is easy to make mistakes, easy to reveals their own details. Presumptuous. Wei Suo was unscrupulous, staring at her twin peaks, and suddenly Wu Shenhu suddenly angered, the whole sky was a fierce earthquake. For Wu Shenhu, Wei Suo is so acting like a courtier, the real queen, and her mind is completely without shape-shift great art. Even if you add your companion, you are only 5 divine mystic. Our divine mystic is one more than you. It is impossible to let us leave. If you don't have the sincerity to sit down and talk to us, then I would rather kill the bloodstream today. Wu Shenhu coldly looked at Wei Suo, completely angered by the emperor, the endless majesty of the corpse. Is it useful for a large number of people? Divine mystic, my friend Feng Wukang can kill him. As for them, do you ask them to dare to fight against me alone? Wei Suo took a look at the young rogue cultivator of Eastweed's secret boundary and looked at Su Shenjun and Ye Xiancheng with a cold look. What? Eastweed's secret boundary's young divine mystic great treasure's face was green, but Wu Shenhu was a hand, stop them all, looking at Wei Suo coldly said, since you feel not enough, then I can bring another and my similar divine mystic great treasure. Can I see you now heavenly profound continent, want to find another divine mystic third the layer above great treasure can be no longer possible, but I can tell you that I have promised myriad phoenixes palace myriad phoenixes young masters. Proposal, in a few months will great treasure marriage, become Dao companion, as long as I want to, completely soon can myriad phoenixes young master, my future husband, he is also divine mystic fourth the great treasure can. Myriad phoenixes palace and Eastweed secret boundary, when this sentence is exported, Jade Heaven sect master and Huangdaejun are all changed. At present, Culmination Purple Thunder sect and Tourmaline sect, Underworld sect and Eastweed secret boundary have joined forces, and with the marriage of Myriad Phoenix's palace and Eastweed secret boundary, the entire Alioth continent sect is almost a piece of iron plate. Is a terrifying power. Why, if you are not sure, you will have to lift your husband to scare people. Wei Suo's gaze slightly, but the face is still surging sound color, deliberately irritating Wu Shenhu. It seems that your feelings are not good, otherwise you will not take your future first. Husband pulled down. And don't say what you are, Myriad Phoenix's young master hasn't come yet, even if it's coming, what about a divine mystic fourth layer great treasure? Wei Suo's surging sound suddenly aggravated, and a chi flame with a strong great treasure sent out from his body and shook the world. If you want to fight, you don't know if you can have a few people who can return to Alioth continent. Well, your arrogant Wu Shenhu, like the queen, was white with anger, on the body of the glow crazy, in her body formed a fengong of up to hundreds of feet of the Empress of Light and Shadow, shock and awe she could not help out of the jade finger, distant point to the Wei Suo. Well, I just according to you said, do not lift Myriad Phoenix's young master out, on our own solution Wei Suo you dare to fight me alone? If you can win me, we will not compete with you here. Wu Shenhu, you are also a predecessor, and you are not afraid to lose your identity. If you want to fight, you should also look for me. Huangdaejun immediately sent a surging sound, a piece of chaotic green light, constantly circling around him, and the smell of his body is more and more ordinary. Don't you call domineering reverend? You dare to accept my appointment? Wu Shenhu simply ignores Huangdaejun, a pair of phoenix eyes staring at Wei Suo, and surging sound. This woman has arrived at divine mystic fourth layer, divine might is not at all comparable to the great treasure of divine mystic third layer, and can't promise her appointment. Many of heavenly profound continent's cultivator hearts are tightening. Many people can't help but want sound transmission to Weisuo, so that he should not be too impulsive and promise Wu Shenhu's battle. Although you have a good job in the face, the physical function and qi and blood, true Yuan are the same as the young girl, but the actual age, have you been repaired for at least 100 years? Weisuo's eyes are unceremonious in the queen's jade face, snow-white butt ditch, even thin waist and other parts. You are a predecessor, you are fighting against me, not afraid of losing your identity. You, Wu Shenhu has been deeply insulted and angered in this case, then we both will fight directly. I don't agree, just some conditions. If you lose, leave a great treasure. Divine mark gives me, and if you lose, the rest of you can leave. These two people can't, then I want to. You must not intervene in the pursuit of these two people. Weisuo reached out to Su Shenjun and Ye Xiancheng and said, Kid, you, Ye Xiancheng is just an eyes flash, his face is gloomy, nothing to say, but Su Shenjun is a smoke from the seven, and his face is distorted. Do you dare to fight with me, Wu Shenhu? She did not think that Weisuo would actually promise her appointment. Good. Weisuo calms out the surging sound, leaving the entire valley, and instantly falling into a dead silence. Well, I promised you. Wu Shenhu shot again in the same eyes, once again looked at Weisuo, nodded, reached out and took out a white crystal stone, reaching out, a pale white divine mark flying from her front and putting it into the white crystal stone. This is a divine mark that I have learned. How to turn out the mysteriousness of this divine mark, I have recorded it. After reaching out and placing this white crystal stone directly in front of Weisuo, Wu Shenhu went straight up to the top. As long as you can live in this battle, you can take it away. I don't worry. Weisuo suddenly smiled slightly. He didn't catch the white crystal stone flying in front of him. He saw Feng Wuokang and the young divine mystic great treasure of Alioth continent. Eastweed's secret boundary is this divine mystic, not a fight with my good friend Feng Wuokang. Let them solve their problems first, save them from losing, and this person will not dare to stay. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 998. Chapter 998 presents the immortal armament. As long as he dares to fight, I don't mind killing this person first. The young divine mystic great treasure of Eastweed's secret boundary was so angry that the volley of the great treasure stepped forward, and among the seven, divine light rose, the real seven smoke. Weisuo hits the underworld sect master. Although he has the ingenious ingredients, he is definitely not good. He is too bold to spare the treasure and Weisuo is against him, but he is not at all to Feng Wuokang. Fear. Previously, Feng Wuokang took the lead and made him very embarrassed. As a result, he was now mentioned by him, so he is also a real divine mystic great treasure. Any divine mystic great treasure can be cultivation. The existence of the highest in the world, the identity and majesty, and the result that everyone now despise him, which makes him hysterical. Do not talk nonsense, I will kill you for brother Wei. Feng Wuokang is still a completely strong look, and coldly throws a sentence and goes to the side of the sky. You are destined to die in this battle. Wu Shenhu. The queen did not stop, just looked at Feng Wuokang and Weisuo indifferently and said such a sentence. I just hope that you don't get angry when you get there. Weisuo smiled and said nothing. Death. Eastweed's secret boundaries young divine mystic great treasure can be a surging sound, and the cyan rainbow under the foot is like a cyan long sword spreading in the void. In front of it, a cyan divine mystic divine might becomes a green mountain. The void was shocked, and a grey moon with a crash was in front of Feng Wuokang. Both of them did not have any nonsense. Life and death great treasure battle instantly burst. All the cultivators of heavenly profound continent are a bit stunned. Everyone feels that Weisuo will not let Feng Wuokang die, but at this moment everyone does not know what Weisuo has to control. Hong. The green giant mountain shattered the gray crescent moon, and Yu Wei didn't stop, hit Feng Wuokang. Dang! A piece of ice-purple brilliance suddenly bloomed in front of Feng Wuokang, and Feng Wuokang's figure disappeared into a clean bottle of divine light, and the fascinating clean bottle blocked divine mystic. Indestructible clean bottle, /p. T turned out that Wei Suo had already secretly given this to Feng Wuokang, /p. Many heavenly profound continent cultivators suddenly showed a pleasant look, and now almost everyone has heard the rumors that Wei Suo's indestructible clean bottle is also the real immortal artifact. Hung. But Alioth continent's young divine mystic great treasure can instead have a surging sound, almost at the same time that Feng Wuokang sacrificed the indestructible clean bottle, and his body flashed a colorful glow. This is a 5-color small jade mountain that is only 1 foot long and has 5 hills. It has a natural rhyme and a breath of great treasure. Treasure is on the rise. Dang! A 5-color ray of light, like the long tail of the comet, sweeps the indestructible clean bottle, and the indestructible clean bottle is sunken, making the carapace of the ancient desolate giant scorpion come out, azure chi. His is also a strong great treasure close to immortal artifact great treasure, /p. Great treasure part heavenly profound continent. This cultivator suddenly shocked, this 5-color small jade mountain is just like another divine mystic great treasure can be applied. It is estimated that any golden core cultivator with no support for golden core and powerful energy is a strong great treasure that is really close to immortal artifact. Gen. A silver light flew out of the indestructible clean bottle, out of the surging sound of divine iron clear cry. This is a silver lance with a lotus pattern and a piece of silver divine splendor. Hung. Alioth continent's young divine mystic great treasure can show a sneer in the eyes, bringing the powerful energy to the extreme, constantly pressing towards the indestructible clean bottle. For a time, a huge green mountain and a round of lightning waning moon, a piece of 5-color Xiaoguang and a piece of silver divine splendor, ice purple divine light in the air, a great treasure piece of sky is like annihilation in general, countless gorgeous colors are instantly formed, and instantly disappeared, as if they were swallowed. Dang! 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 The indestructible clean bottle was smashed, and the silver pistol, which was covered with silver lotus, was screamed. Great treasure most heavenly profound continent. The cultivator's heart is a tight contraction. The young divine mystic great treasure of Alioth continent can obviously occupy an absolute advantage, and Feng Wuokang is obviously at stake. Even many older people with extremely rich experience have inferred that if Feng Wuokang is extremely tough, the pain caused by such shocks will be enough to affect his application. This divine iron pistol is also an antiquities, at least the half-immortal level. The tire naked body is also very extraordinary. Actually, this kind of impact is not bad. You secretly gave him these great treasures, thinking that you can eat my name disciple? Yu Shenu of Feng Guanziayan looked at Wei Suo indifferently, and there was a hint of sarcasm in his eyes. But your indestructible clean bottle is just an immortal artifact. It is not a real immortal artifact. You have this kind of device. Is it East? Weed's secret boundary is not there. Golden core and divine mystic, cultivation base and divine consciousness have insurmountable gaps in their own right, and you are destined to fall here today. /p. Gen. Feng Wuokang seems to have been damaged, and there has been a pause in the application. Even the Lotus Divine Iron Pistol has almost been shaken. However, Wei Suo actually renewed some of the nature, just like the Spirit Peak City Rogue Cultivator, made a smug sail, reveals a smug smile, reveals a few teeth. You said yes, you are now to say this, I want to make me chilly, break my peace of mind, let me and you against the enemy even more free of all battle strength. But you are afraid to be disappointed, I can tell you, there is something in your disciple, I have already seen it already. Also, your disciple is destined to be defeated in the hands of Feng Wuokang. /p. If it is not enough time, Feng Wuokang has no time to comprehend some skills, otherwise I will pass a few Dao technique to him, and he does not have to spend so much now. Your disciple is already dead. 8. Wei Suo seems to be a little annoyed, waved his hand and said this. Liu Shenhu was slightly stagnation, and the look in his eyes was obviously fluctuating. What happened? Suddenly, most of the great treasures of the cultivator are sucking in air, and the young divine mystic great treasure, which has the advantage, is a very stunned look. OM. Feng Wukang's round of lightning waning moon suddenly intercourse woven a unique origin chi rule, playing terrifying powerful energy. Alioth continent's young divine mystic great treasure can be shot directly from a cyan green mountain. The young man named Alioth continent has also played the strongest battle strength, and at this moment there is no time to make any extra moves. The glory of Pangret treasure is pressed against him. Pu. It was like a dark world. The great treasure of the young man of Alioth continent was directly turned into a fly ash. Only 2 feet were left, and the lonely left ear fell. P. Many of the cultivators of the Alioth continent are completely horrified, and many older people even jumped up. A divine mystic great treasure can be killed by a golden core cultivator, and it is still hard to be killed by powerful energy. Lightning waning moon has been lost for too long. It seems that until my brother Rabbit, it is no longer known. It is really no one knows the true mystery of lightning waning moon, but now you should know why lightning waning moon can rank the strongest attack of ancient. Has it been cut? Wei Suo at first glanced at Alioth continent, a cultivator, which is very common. Hong. Another insane, indestructible clean bottle. At the moment, Yuan Wukang, who is now an original, wears a silver-colored divine iron lotus battle clothes, and the silver divine light lingers, and there is no damage. Wei Suo even gave him such a protective naked bodysuit. No wonder that the violent shock did not cause serious damage at all. Frustrated. Alioth continent all the cultivators looked at Feng Wukang, who was holding the indestructible clean bottle, and Wei Suo, who stood in the air, could not help but feel a deep sense of powerlessness. They have 7 divine mystic great treasures to gather together, and the strength is really shaking, but since Wei Suo appeared, they have instead been hopeless. Everything is in this person. The feeling among them. Hey! In the extremely high altitude, suddenly a lightning flashed through, and a surging sound filled with the killing sound of divine iron. I did see you down, but it strengthened my mind to erase you. Wu Shenhu moved and walked towards Wei Suo. Her steps are not great treasure, jade feet are light, but every step falls, far from the sky of the secret place. There are countless rays of light in the Ming dynasty, and a dead inner chi is surging. Boom. Quote, boom. The invisible domain of a strong great treasure was driven by her footsteps. Wei Suo's heart violently swayed, and the divine mark in the naked body broke down. Wipe your head /P. Wei Suo's words were very thick, but his face was extremely dignified. He also directly went to Wu Shenhu for a great treasure, and applied the void walking step to the next step. Wu Shenhu is the most terrifying opponent he faces alone. It seems to be more than just a kind of domain power. Her footsteps are also a difficult field. If it is not Wei Suo's body and naked body divine mark, I am afraid Wei Suo naked body the heart arteries inside will be shattered in an instant, and they will be killed directly. You can block my blow, it's not bad. Wu Shenhu flashed outside, and Wei Suo's great treasure didn't break her body. Shua. A terrifying inner chi appeared between the heavens and the earth, and the tiny divine mark, which shines in the colorful rays of light, emerged from her around the body, and instantly evolved from the side to the secret place. Pang great treasure's powerful energy sets Wei Suo's naked body directly in the air. K/P. Wei Suo's body is covered with red clouds and silver divine light. There are cracks on the skin of the naked body. There are several cracks on the head. There is a drop of blood in the eyebrows, which is instantly crushed and crushed. Ting. At this time, a group of crystal brilliance appeared in front of Weisuo's, the endless immortal chi shock. Weisuo forcibly sacrificed immortal tears. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 999. Chapter 999 breaks your heart. Shua. As soon as it is completely resurrected, the sparkling and translucent small jar instantly sweeps out a dazzling crystal, instantly covering all the brilliance between the heavens and the earth, and instantly annihilating the divine domain that Xuanhuan evolved. A piece of crystal light sweep, Xuanhuan stretched out the jade finger. The fingertips are almost transparent. It seems that there is another world on her fingertips. One finger will destroy the swept crystal. Between her and Weisuo, the void of the great treasure piece of great treasure was torn apart, revealing a Born-like space crack. This is an unimaginable divine might collision, completely beyond the imagination of the golden core great treasure cultivator. Laugh. Xuanhuan's queen is full of enthusiasm, and she is unparalleled. One finger is used to extinguish the waver of immortal tears. Her naked body has no tremors, but it is chilling. But her Ziyiguang sleeves are. It was difficult for the divine might to withstand such a degree, and it turned into a fly ash. Her jade arm was exposed and crystallized. Extreme Dao Immortal Armament. The real Extreme Dao Immortal Armament, I said that the unspeakable breath of your body comes from, it is with such a real immortal armament. Just think that you rely on this immortal armament. Is it my own opponent? You are just a cultivator of divine mystic second layer. You don't know at all that Shapeshift Great Art knows how much great treasure there is between divine mystic fourth layer and your cultivator. Xuanhuan's eyes flashed a whisper of anger, but the look on her face was more serene and majestic. Boom. 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 Her jade feet were light, and once again approached Weisuo, driving an unspeakable force of Shapeshift Great Art. On the divine mystic third layer, the true strength of a great treasure, in addition to the true UN cultivation base, is more about the understanding of the heavenly origin Chi and the control of its own shapeshift great art domain, and Xuanhuan is obviously not the average divine mystic fourth layer great treasure can. Weisuo's Qi and blood and true UN were driven by her powerful shapeshift great art. Shapeshift great art was a slow step, and the vast expanse of heaven and earth evolved again and fell down against Weisuo. Ah! Green-robed old man, a surging sound scream, Weisuo only in time to inspire immortal tears energy to protect the whole body. Ding, powerful surging, 2 shares sound might to bump, immortal tears little pot directly hit Weisuo's body. Weisuo's chest directly collapsed down, the mouth of blood, like a meteorite general, directly inverted. Hundreds of, in the sky formed a red and silver god Xia. Ah! All heavenly profound continents cultivators were stunned. Weisuo was hit by 2 unimaginable divine mights. After hitting hundreds of miles in an instant, he slammed into a mountain naked body near the broken jade ancient domain. The rock crashed and a deep golden treasure appeared on the mountain body. There is a faint bloody mist in the air, which is shocking. Xuanhuan went on, and stretched out a jade finger. A thrilling inner chi was born at her fingertips. It seemed that the secret place and the Weisuo were all made into fly ash. Shua. But at this time, Xuanhuan once again rushed to the sky. The top of the mountain was opened, a dazzling crystal like the tears of immortal king, making the heavens and the earth whining, hitting Xuanhuan again. Xuanhuan stepped back and forth, and countless divine marks emerged, layer by layer, and finally extinguished the crystal light before the fingertips. But she had previously extended her right hand. This time she was extending her left hand, and her left-handed shapeshift great art clothing also had no shapeshift great art to withstand such a powerful energy collision, and it was a pair of sleeves turned into fly ash. She, the left arm like the jade, is also exposed. Weisuo is not depraved, he can fight. All the cultivators of heavenly profound continent see such a lust scene, and there is no rest in the heart of the shapeshift great art. Only this one surging sound is echoing. Hong. There are suddenly numerous roaring explosions of origin chi between the heavens and the earth, like a wild war drum of a great treasure. He had already reached the peak of divine mystic second layer. Why did he stay until this time to break through? Huang Daijun, who was already very nervous, was very nervous. He couldn't help but say something like this. At the same time, a trace of horror in the eyes of Wu Shenhu was replaced by an unspeakable shock. What happened? Many unknown cultivators are stunned. In the endless sky, countless brilliance flashes, and the amazing heavenly origin chi, gathered from all directions, forms a long white river visible to the naked eye. Innumerable chi surging sound, between the two strikes, the two great treasures of the light people appeared in the air, completely the great treasure of the two great treasure mountains, like all the hills of thousands of miles to plung treasure like two ancient god kings, they walked across the void and walked into the mountain body of Wei Suo. Hong. Wei Suo stepped out of the mountain naked body, and a circle of unspeakable divine light was sent from him. In this scene, many of the old people who were present had never seen it in life. His naked body seems to have become a bottomless pit, the amazing heavenly spiritual chi, under his aspiration, directly formed a stunning dragon visible to the naked eye, into his naked body, and his body breath, at a staggering speed, great treasure. Cultivation base breakthrough. Wei Suo broke through the first layer cultivation base at this time. Until then, many cultivators responded, and the shock was almost numb. Who said that I am divine mystic second layer? If I want, I can break through to divine mystic third layer at any time. Do you know why I broke through to divine mystic third layer until this time? Because the secret place chi of this secret place is the strongest. I broke through divine mystic in this secret place, and can be the most great treasure to make great treasure divine mystic powerful energy. Wei Suo once again ignited immortal tears little pot and shot a piece of crystal light. This is a confrontation between the real powerhouses of today's cultivation world. Both sides are not just playing divine might, but also secret place to try to break the other's mood. Especially at this level of confrontation, the great treasure of the shapeshift great art pattern, the strength of the shapeshift great art of the woven giant treasure, a slight shock, may lead to the failure of the shapeshift great art, but will cause serious consequences. Wei Suo was originally prepared to break through divine mystic third layer with Ji Ya and others, and at this time he also found that Wu Shenhu was even more powerful than he thought. He would not break through divine mystic third layer, so there would be no shapeshift great art at all. Only choose to break through divine mystic third layer. But at this moment, he said this, but it seems to give people a feeling that everything is under his control. Moreover, he broke through the divine mystic third layer in this secret place, and it did bring him a surprisingly good secret place that was impossible at all. The spiritual chi he brought to the world is better than usual. Net didn't know how many times more, which made him feel that his double divine mystic had a feeling of explosive power, which made his confidence, momentum, and state reach a complete peak. Shua. Wu Shenhu's mind finally showed a wave of volatility at this moment. Her shapeshift great art seems to be a slow one. Two amazing powerful energy collide directly in front of her. Her pair of jade hands are constantly changing in front of her. 10 jade fingers are continuously bouncing while the naked body is not stopped back. The tremor of her naked body, it is obvious that the powerful energy of the giant treasure has begun to damage her. At the same time, the void of her around the body is annihilated, and this degree of divine might collision is completely different from the normal cultivator's usual ordinary shapeshift great art. The ordinary cultivator's bucket, shapeshift great art, if the naked body divine light screen is broken, I am afraid that it will soon be ruined, but she and Wei Suo's bucket shift great art are already amazing shapeshift great art. The strangulation between strength and divine mystic origin chi has made the general cultivator unimaginable and understandable. Chi. Wu Shenhu's Xiaoguang shapeshift great art clothing began to turn into a fly ash. In the twinkling of an eye, almost the entire shapeshift great art clothing was completely broken. Shua! Wu Shenhu thoroughly shouted intercourse plus, a ray of light shrouded the whole body, condensed and covering the whole body, otherwise the jade naked body was exposed to everyone. The so-called bareheaded great treasure war, is it the lust shape we are now? The shapeshift great art clothing in front of Wei Suo has been completely broken, and the upper body is almost, but he does not care, even smiled, said such a sentence, continue to hit Wu Shenhu's state of mind. At the same time, he continued to motivate the immortal tears little pot, while still having the strength to play a round of lightning waning moon, such as the real grey meniscus of the same wheel sliding in the sky. Wu Shenhu's silver teeth are crunching, but Wei Suo has not stopped. All the cultivators that she developed were not seen by shapeshift great art at all, but this does not include Ling Longtian. She has a red dragonfly under her left breast. Ling Longtian's surging sound is very simple to introduce into Wei Suo's ear. Ice muscle white snow but skin, especially the jade a little red under the peak, it is a bit more wind lust. It really makes me unable to start. Wei Suo deliberately stared at Wu Shenhu's left chest and said with a smile. Wu Shenhu's body was shocked and the mood was completely disrupted. A surging sound of boom, she did not have time to make a divine domain, only inspired a P-shift great art. A piece of Zixia was made in front of her, a lifelike, and the queen manifestation, dressed almost like Wu Shenhu, came out just like a middle-aged, and it was also very beautiful. This is obviously the same divine sense residue as Sky Sword Sex Sword King old ancestor. It was revealed that the Queen of Zixia saw Wu Shenhu only the side of the sun, and the great treasure was shocked. Will it be pushed to such a point? Shua. But only for a moment, the purple energy and the powerful energy that bloomed on it annihilated after blocking the blow of immortal tears. You made me spend this shapeshift great art, so that I can hardly see my master again in my life. I don't let you off. In the eyes of Wu Shenhu, there is a flash of crystal light, which gives off a slightly trembled surging sound. What is going on with me? I haven't let you play this thing. Wei Suo shook his head. If you admit defeat now, maybe I will keep my hands. I was broken by you, and you were forced to such a point. I will kill you today to solve my hatred. Wu Shenhu is also not an ordinary figure, in this kind of lust form, unexpectedly instead completely calm the mind, all over the cold extreme killing intent, you will be consumed every blow great treasure amount of true yuan, with my cultivati on base support my great treasure road shapeshift great art domain, you will be able to empty your true yuan, when you even have Xian medicine in hand, there is no time refining, to fall my hand. Really, when you say this, I think of it, I really should add some true yuan. Wei Suo smiled slightly, and there was a water emperor phantom on the top of his head. He directly wrapped hundreds of water attribute monster cores in it, constantly refraining from refining while constantly consuming the surrounding spiritual qi. Wei Suo's body has more than 10,000 positions, such as more than 10,000 giant mouths, and the great treasure squirts origin qi, which has formed numerous hurricanes. How, there is such a thing shapeshift great art, you can wash the refining with water spirit yuan qi, while facing the enemy, it is not affected at all. Wu Shenhu unbelievably issued a surging sound, and my mind was completely broken. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 1000. Chapter 1269 Chapters True Immortal Third Layer. Your current cultivation base is also equivalent to True Immortal Fourth Layer, and the control of Origin Chi Shapeshift Great Art is in our hands, and the physical body is stronger than me. Wei Suo is at the moment, the initiative is at hand, naturally it is impossible to lose money. After reading the Desolate Race Great Treasure, I can see with the release of the blue. At least I have to wait for Revine to get close to your divine ability. If I can't support it, we will all fall. Hearing Wei Suo is simply saying that the secret place does not work, said Shapeshift Great Art, the skinned body of desolate race great treasure can suddenly sink into a cold, extremely cold. Of course I can provide you with some origin chi first, so that you can support it enough. Desolate race great treasure has not finished talking about the naked body. Wei Suo has already said, obviously he has already calculated in his heart. Desolate race great treasure, the face of the naked body is a change, but looking at Wei Suo, I would like to follow you, soft and hard, look at the blue light curtain, and look at it. Moving, don't know what the unicorn monster is calculating. He bit his teeth and looked at Wei Suo and nodded. Okay, I promise you your condition. First help me out a crack, then I will return your body to you. Let him help you to recover origin chi. How? Seeing this name desolate race great treasure can nod. Wei Suo horse also ordered a bit of blue body, said this to the release of blue. Indigo's white bone villain also squeezed a word in his throat. Come. Wei Suo made a slight move to put the body of the 32-armed desolate race great treasure of Pang great treasure, and made a look at Nangong Yuking and Ling Longtian. If there is any change in the naked body of this desolate race great treasure, they must be able to take a shot. Roar. The body of the 32-armed desolate race great treasure was released. The unicorn monster inside the indigo light curtain was still quietly smashed. At the same time, it kept spurting a golden light. The strip shook the chain-shaped divine light that he had blocked. The chain divine light side of the indigo and black gold intercourse also seems to ignite a golden flame. You continue to deal with him and consume his origin chi. Seeing this scene, the name of the desolate race great treasure can be a naked body suddenly changed face, a surging sound sternly shouted, a little silver Mars divine light flashed, but the 32-armed desolate in front of Wei Suo race great treasure the body of the can. This silver-colored Martian divine light hits, the 32-armed desolate race great treasure cannot shake the body, even the surging sound is not a trace. But I saw the 32-armed desolate race great treasure, but suddenly there was a hole in the bowl of great treasure. At the moment this desolate race great treasure naked body cultivation base, on the normal powerful energy collision, kill, it is impossible to place such a whole secret place, only to this desolate race great treasure can flesh, naked body origin chi rules are clear, equivalent to untie not general, can do so. This also can only explain this name de-isolate race great treasure naked body for the origin chi shapeshift great art of the sentiment and control, has reached a heinous point. Quick, give some origin chi to me. One of the 32-armed desolate race great treasure can make such a hole, desolate race great treasure can be a naked body is a hoarse surging sound. Boom surging sound, Wei Suo, a river of water, the spirit Yuan Chi, suddenly washed up. Such a hole, the amount of origin chi washed out is several times longer than before, and a share of origin chi is put into the naked body, and Wei Suo suddenly feels that the true Yuan power in his naked body is growing. Even the bones are creaking, not to burst, but to grow fast, to keep tightening, to become more cohesive and tough. However, the face of this name desolate race great treasure cannot be deliberately swayed, but also a water spirit Yuan Chi wrapped in a group of washed out of the origin Chi to the desolate race great treasure can in front of this naked body. He also feels that although the one-horned monster and the desolate race great treasure can look at each other, even from the appearance, it is better than Wei Suo to use Blue Space Emperor Lotus to compete with Outer Heaven's Demon. The powerful energy of the number 2 character in the middle of the collision, but everyone is very clear, the two sides see this wave of confrontation is the killing of countless origin chi shapeshift great art, just between these breaths, this the defective body of the desolate race great treasure has been somewhat unsupported. Chi. After eating Wei Suo to the front of origin chi, the name of the desert body is able to talk about the opened mouth, but it spurts a bloody red lotus, only 1 inch of great treasure. Instantly disappeared into the void in front of him. At the same time, the eyebrows of the one-horned monster were suddenly red flashing, and there was a crack, and a blue blood flowed down. I don't think you have such a pressure tank bottom thing that I didn't perceive. The one-horned monster has a long tongue and swallows its own blood into the abdomen. A surging sound is in the surging sound, and the golden light in the mouth is more intense. Hurry! I have to give him a complete recovery of origin chi is not enough. Desolate race great treasure. The inherent chi of the naked body is also the formation of a myriad of aurora, and continues to scream at Wei Suo. Wei Suo didn't hesitate anymore, and it was a group of origin chi bombing in front of desolate race great treasure. First make a break and say it again, otherwise the amount of origin chi is not enough. But at the same time, Wei Suo is also yelling at the naked body of the deserty race great treasure. Desolate race great treasure. The naked body of the can does not say anything, the original chi that will be swallowed away, and the silvery star-like divine light hits the giant treasure in front of Wei Suo. The body was colored, and another hole in the bowl of great treasure was made. Good. Wei Suo didn't wait for him to call anything again. Under the rush of origin chi, he took the initiative to roll up a group of origin chi and bounced in front of him. Then he continued to wash and absorb origin chi. Good, follow this way, I will soon be able to break through true immortal third layer. This 32-armed desolate race great treasure can be at least half of the real great treasure of the battle strength. Although it has been around for 60,000 years, even if the wound is sealed, the origin chi in the naked body is still somewhat lost. However, the amount of origin chi remaining in the naked body is probably at least as many as the average heavenly emperor. Otherwise, this desolate race great treasure cannot be considered to be invincible in the world. This amount of origin chi is naturally too amazing for Wei Suo. After all, even the ordinary heavenly emperor does not know how many levels he has in the true Yuan cultivation base. And this corpse's origin chi and his origin chi are very compatible, so just this moment, Wei Suo feels that his true Yuan cultivation base has grown steadily, directly breaking through the true immortal second layer middle stage. Going forward to the late stage of true immortal second layer. At the same time, he only felt that his physical strength was growing at an alarming rate. In his body, there seemed to be a star of light, like a diamond and a star. Shua. At this time, the body of the release of the blue skull was broken by him, but it was already in front of the white bone villain who was released by the famous body of the desolate race great treasure. A splendid light of a green spring, with the 16-arm swing of the desolate race great treasure, is constantly flowing out and poured into the flesh of the broken blue head. The release of the blue has not been in any physical body, and actually began to have an angry release. All right. Great treasure has been secretly acquired. What the shapeshift great art inherits, only to see the release of the blue bone white body is also the same green spring splendid light, suddenly into his own body. A surging sound of boom is only in the shock of this fleshy body, and a blood-red brilliance is shot from the hands of the desert body great treasure naked body, hitting the previously released blue the body of the domain outer heavens demon. The body of the field outer heavens demon suddenly became a dead bone like a dead wood. 7 blood-red brilliances were shot from the 7 symbols and shot into the 7 scorpions of the scorpion. The body of the immortal blue suddenly opened, the deathful pale and the black divine light flashed in the open head, and numerous black bones grew instantly. A skull almost became in the blink of an eye and became intact. Shua. Almost in the flesh of the release of the blue, the original moment was restored, and the black twilight of the ancient talisman was shot in the hands of the release of the blue, forming a black spear. A surging sound of pa, the black spear at an unimaginable speed, immediately stabbed the indigo mask outside the one-horned monster. Eagle. Originally it was only a fierce and singular unicorn, and there was a horrifying look in the lower eye. Wei Suo. Everyone on this side, including Wei Suo, is a brow. They saw that the black spear inspired by the release of the blue was not able to penetrate the indigo mask outside the one-horned monster, but at this moment, the blue mask appeared to be numerous and flawless. Black chi is swimming. The entire indigo mask was also trembled more intensely than before. Adding to this surging sound of this one-horned monster, Wei Suo instinctively in mind, This Dao technique shapeshift great art, which seems to be in a strange way, constantly devours and consumes the one-horned monster. Divine consciousness is average. Again. The more so, the more Weisuo knows that the assassination of the body of the smashing blue is a fluke, and the gaze is violent. He is the first to give the sweetness, wrapped in a group of origin chi and beat desolate race great treasure. Body, while facing the deserty race great treasure can be naked body. A surging sound sternly shouted. A surging sound of, a silvery star-like divine light once again hit the indigo pall great treasure body in front of him. Hong, hong, hong. As the water spirit Yuan Chi of a strong great treasure rushed away, everyone felt that Weisuo's naked body seemed to expand violently, and there seemed to be a huge giant treasure in the naked body. To be changed. Weisuo has arrived at the late stage of true immortal second layer. The horse is about to attack the cultivation base of true immortal third layer. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 1001. Chapter 1001 Star Nuclear Flight, Ancient Ground Crack. Many true martial sect cultivators have flocked to it, trying to stop Weisuo and let Su Shenjun escape. A true martial sect's old antique great treasure is called to inspire a strong great treasure shapeshift great art. A dazzling golden divine light evolves in front of him and turns into a golden will of the giant treasure. Pa! But a red-faced great treasure in a black robe suddenly appeared beside him. The spirit light on the true martial sect old antique disappeared completely, kicked off the chest directly, fell from the air, and turned out. The gold will with a diameter of 100 feet is like the rising sun day. It also loses its direction directly. I don't know where to go. Do not mess with your hands if you don't want to die. Red face great treasure hung coldly out of surging sound. It's his companion. All the cultivators were once again horrified, and Wei Sword's companions who smoothed Sky Sword sect appeared. Few people know the true identity of Ling Longtian, but almost everyone knows that Weisuo's companion is also a strong divine mystic level. Ah! Su Shenjun made a screaming scream, an arm suddenly snarled, turned into a star-shaped sword, and hit Weisuo. This should be true martial sect, a supreme strong shapeshift great art, to inspire the physical energy beyond the usual strength. The brilliance of the star-shaped longsword makes everyone without the shapeshift great art looking at it, extremely glaring. Ah! However, Su Shenjun screamed again, and Weisuo stepped out one step at a time. It turned out that he had already foreseen the powerful energy of the star sword, and directly escaped the attack. Let's go. Weisuo's this action directly causes the emperor wearing the golden dragon and the numerous Cyan Dao lotus manifestations to change his face again. The two Alioth continents' great treasure can no longer stay. So, all Alioth continents' cultivator began to evacuate and leave. Shua. A tearful crystal flashed through, and a piece of ancient talisman flying from Su Shenjun was completely broken. In the void of the secret place of ancient talisman, there were countless houses of great treasure, small meteorites, flying in all directions. Like a meteor shower. This ancient talisman is obviously also an inheritance of the shapeshift great art of true martial sect, but it is still defeated. The shapeshift great art clothing on Su Shenjun is also split, and several cracks of deep entering bone appear on the naked body. A strip of light shot from him. Weisuo, I am not let you off. Su Shenjun had no shapeshift great art at all, and suddenly she was desperate. The whole head suddenly burst open and turned into origin chi. Then, from head to toe, the whole body naked body, including the inner divine mystic shapeshift great art, collapsed. This is an unspeakable sight. A divine mystic great treasure can be self-destructive, completely like a star in disillusionment. The infinite light and shock waves produced form an amazing aura in the air that spreads in all directions. Hong. 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 All the cultivators present were issued a shapeshift great art great treasure and a shapeshift great art powerful energy to block the spread of the shock wave, as if it were hid by a giant great treasure. What is it? The emperor, who had already left the golden dragon in the full speed and the countless cyan Dao lotus outside the body, stopped. Wei Suo killing Su Shenjun is inevitable to them. At this moment, the only thing that they are surprised is that Su Shenjun is self-destructing. After the naked body completely collapses, there is a glory in the interior that shines and sways out. An unspeakable inner chi. It was actually a baby-like great treasure. The surface of the whole piece of meteorite is like a completely melted and condensed, and the naked body is a shape of a pointed cone. At first glance, it is felt that this meteorite must have experienced a long time in the sky. When it falls to the ground, it is calcined by the endless thunder fire. The surface and inner lining of this meteorite, there are many naturally formed textures, and the dense intercourse is woven together, as there are countless great treasures in the shapeshift great art field. Star nuclear. The legend about true martial sect, it is not a rumor, true martial sect really has such a star. At this moment, many of the older characters of heavenly profound continent are eclipsed. This is clearly a true star. There are records in the classical world of cultivation world. Some heaven-shaking great treasures of the ancient cultivation world, divine ability heaven-shaking, can take the stars out of the endless starry sky, refining the extreme Dao immortal armament. Even earlier, the heaven-shaking character, who can swim to imaginary, finds the material suitable for the culture directly in the emptiness of the void, and picks up the shapeshift great art great treasure. According to legend, the founder of true martial sect was inadvertently acquired a true martial arts star from the sky, and realized divine ability, which opened the mountain and created the marked great treasure of true martial sect. In order to form sect majesty, many sects have false sites in many records. Some sects artificially fake some miracles and spread them to the world. Therefore, true martial sect claims to have a real Wu star, heavenly profound continent. The old cultivator that has seen the relevant records may not be believed to be true, but at this moment Su Shenjun is degraded, but it is actually a manifestation of a star. The star's star nucleus is the origin of a star. The natural intercourse weaves a lot of great treasure roads. It is something that ancient great treasure can dream of. Shua. At this moment, Su Shenjun fell, and the emerging star nucleus instantly brought out countless lines of light, like a complete burning, rolling towards Wei Suo. Si. Even Huangdaijun and Jade Heaven sect master completely color change, pour out the air conditioning. This is the true star force. Wei Suo body before the void is pressed dark down, and countless unique astral origin chi intercourse weaving power. There is no shapeshift great art to resist. Even if immortal tears little pot is the same thing, can be hard to resist this powerful energy, but I am afraid the whole body naked bodies to shattered and blown into ashes. Many of Alioth continent's cultivators are in the air, and there is an unspeakable surprise in their hearts. This is the killing move that Su Shenjun can provoke with self-destruction. It seems that it is very possible to kill Wei Suo. Shua. But at this time, Wei Suo's a naked body suddenly became hundreds, each of which was chi and blood and true yuan. It was completely like a Wei Suo, and it suddenly became 100. 1. Flying in all directions. This is what heaven-defying secret place. The secret seat of this person is so hard to imagine. A surging sound in the air, that one with Su Shenjun residual will of the star core is also completely confused. No shapeshift great art found Wei Suo's, a surging sound, unexpectedly get rid of this sorted out what bondage general, instantaneous into a streamer, to anyone without shapeshift great art barrier speed, instantly disappeared in the perception of all, do not know where to fly to. It's really a great treasure chaos. Wei Suo stopped and stood still in the air, sighing in his heart. This star is also an amazing to great treasure. If it is controlled by shapeshift great art, it is also equivalent to an extreme Dao immortal armament, and this kind of star intercourse weaves a lot of origin chi rules. If it falls to great treasure in the hands of the energy, you may be able to comprehend the amazing forces of shapeshift great art and shapeshift great art. This star nucleus flies out, and it is precious to this troubled world. There is another great treasure, and I don't know what kind of turmoil will be caused. You take him away. I hope that you will not be enemies with me in the future. A faint yellow crystal light suddenly wrapped the already badly injured Ye Xiancheng. Xiancheng, a surging sound sternly shouted, and shattered his revolving heavens demon suppressi ng method seal powerful energy. Wei Suo's great treasure multiply shapeshift great art sound has fallen on Ye Xiancheng. Will Ye Xiancheng directly stunned, immediately, Wei Suo not under the killer, just looking at Mystic Wind Sect. A group of cultivators said so. Let Ye Xiancheng go. Naturally it means that there are some tigers returning to the mountains. I am afraid there will be troubles, but because of Shui Ling Wei Suo is not a killer. After all, he is very clear, just like he is on Spirit Peak City and Heavenly Profound. Continent has a unique sense of lust. Shui Ling also has a unique sense of lust for Mystic Wind Sect. You will leave everything on your body. While the remaining true martial sect and other heavenly profound continent cultivators on the Alioth continent side, Wei Suo let them intercourse out all the things and then leave. Hong. Suddenly, everyone, including Wei Suo and Ling Longtian, was abrow. On the hill occupied by Alioth continent, the green divine light screen of Pangret treasure broke down. The terrifying inner chi in the void has disappeared. Even if the other party has no great treasure, the other party will be strong. Treasure's restrictions fall, and broken jade ancient domain should also be able to compete. But at this time, several old people dressed in the Alioth continent cultivator flew out from the green divine light screen. A quaint road platform manifested under the faces of these old people, emitting a circle of spirit light. This quaint road platform is obviously like the Immortal Ascension platform of Immortal Ascension section. It is the space-type shapeshift used to escape. Great art, great treasure, the manifestation of these, the old man's figure began to linger in spirit light, will be in the void. At the same time, the hill occupied by the Alioth continent cultivator suddenly vibrated. The whole mountain suddenly collapsed completely, fell down, and the ground was thousands of miles away. At the same time, it trembled fiercely. The whole great treasure was like a hot pot. Not the same. Ka. The two div great treasures divine light screens in the broken jade ancient domain also collapsed. They destroyed the ground of this secret place. They didn't have shapeshift great art to get the secret place of this secret place, it also destroyed the location of this secret place. Let this secret place without shapeshift great art to generate the real spiritual chi spiritual vein. Things that you can't get, don't let other people get it, these Alioth continent cultivators are too vicious. In an instant, almost all of the heavenly profound continent cultivators reacted and screamed. A devastating force spread beneath the ground, and the area of the underground great treasure piece of great treasure was shattered into fly ash, and the ground forest above it collapsed. This kind of power is not arranged in a moment's time. It is obvious that although the seven divine mystic great treasures can come out and consciously occupy an absolute advantage, they have already made plans to fight for failure in the first place. Such restrictions have already been laid out. Spiritual chi should be shared by all cultivators. Do you want heavenly profound continent cultivator to monopolize? It is impossible for you to monopolize the spiritual chi spiritual vein. These Alioth continent old antiques, which inspired the restrictions to leave, had some revengeful revenge, and the faces were reveals with some smirk. Hey! Suddenly, a surging sound shocked, Wei Suo and Ling Longtian were all in vain, and a terrifying inner chi that completely exceeded the previous restrictions of both sides suddenly oscillated from the ground. Shua. The squares under the old Alioth continent were completely open, and they annihilated everything. I don't know how many colors of brilliance bloomed, like thousands of shapeshift great art fields. Everything changed completely in the void, and the two peerless inner chis in the broken jade ancient domain broke out completely. A white divine light blasted from the broken jade ancient domain like a cosmic star torrent. At the same time, 3. The great treasure surging sound of the ancient priest, who drank a shapeshift great art sound, upon a great treasure figure of a condensed light condensed took the terrifying power from the air. Ah! Several of the old people of Alioth continent's face, the lust of the gods, solidified instantly. In an instant, the ancient roads and the space where they were located were completely destroyed. Several old people were directly wiped out and nothing was left. Hong. Heavenly profound continent. This pair of peerless inner chi and some of the diffuse afterglow collide, can be blocked, but at least a small half of the cultivator cannot withstand the invisible shock, the great treasure mouth grey blood mouth vomiting. The cracked great treasure underground, colorful brilliance flashes, numerous jade, coral and shiny shell fragments, building debris, flying out. A number of terrifying golden light, from the underground through the reveals, rushed into the sky, forming a golden prism of several giant treasure. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 1002. Chapter 1002 is an ancient place worthy of admiration. Genuine subscription red ticket. Get out of the way. It is forbidden to insert the building before the update is sent out. It is forbidden to discuss in the building in the main body of the update. Your reply is the power of our most great treasure. Chapter 1002 is an ancient place worthy of admiration. Updated, 20,120,102. Wei Suo is stunned. The terrifying golden light and even the divine consciousness can be wiped out. The divine consciousness touched by the Wei Suo divine consciousness is wiped out. No one can see at the moment what is the terrifying golden light. Even a piece of immortal emperor wood in the Wei Suo naked body was touched and swayed out, seeming to compete with the golden light. After a few breaths, a glimpse of Jingguang and immortal emperor wood disappeared at the same time. All the flying jade, coral, eucalyptus, lingbei, and some unimaginable architectural fragments in the sky suddenly turned into fly ash, like a mirage, no longer exist. There is no more terrifying inner chi. Wei Suo and Huangdaijun, Jade Heaven Sect Master, Yu Feng Reverend and other groups of the highest number of cultivation base, and at the same time they are flying toward the open ground. Si. All the people were pumping the air, and the entire square of nearly 100 miles had already flew away, forming a valley of giant great treasure. This area is deep underground, all the rocks, the veins, and even the earth. There are dense textures. Among them, there are 5 or 6 secret places, and the mountains and rocks and the land are all golden yellow, as if pure gold is shining. These textures and colors are not what the naturally formed divine mark is, but the legacy of various heaven-shaking powerful energy and origin chi shape-shift great art. Just like immortal emperor would, because of the unspeakable shape-shift great art domain, powerful energy has been completely changed. At the moment, these brandings are as long-lasting as shape-shift great art and immortal emperor would. This is entirely because of the violent struggle between the cultivators, the shape-shift great art, which is left unconsciously left, because the unique earth chi and the entanglement of each other are left behind. Down, but at the moment it was destroyed by the restrictions laid out by the Alioth continent cultivator, so these imprints have begun to disappear. All the dense textures of the mysterious and the bright colors of the golden areas have begun to fade. What kind of character is the shape-shift great art? Will it leave such a mark? Feng Wukang's surging sound has become very weird because of the shock. The shattered jade, corals, etc. that fly out are all gone for a moment, because they have already been completely destroyed by the powerless energy in the shape-shift great art that year, but only to be sealed. Among these imprints, the balance of the residual origin chi between these imprints is destroyed, and these things no longer exist. These things are just like some images that don't know for many thousand years. They are in existence in time and space, and they appear for a moment and are seen by people at the place. Some of the aftergiveness of the cultivator's fierce battle between the shapeshift great art and the unconsciously left, there is already such terrifying powerful energy, and the old people who have already begun to transmit Alioth continent are wiped out in the void. If there is no secret place between the immortal king and the three old people in the broken jade ancient domain, the heavenly profound continent cultivator in the valley is probably half dead. Huang Daojun grabbed it and suddenly grabbed a piece of gravel on the ground. This stone is white with the naked body, but it is a piece of great treasure shell. It should have been something that was not affected by the powerful energy of shapeshift great art. But it has now become a stone. Among the Huang Daojun eyes wearing the linen, there seems to be a world of evolution, sensing the atmosphere of divine might, which has already begun to disappear. His face has changed again. The strong ancient desolate breath, at least 10,000 years ago. A few 100,000 years ago, Wei Suo and Ling Longtian can't help but face each other. Origin Qi powerful energy has not been completely lost for so many years, and it is between the earth and the divine ability of the great treasure of shapeshift great art. I am afraid that it will still be above the great treasure of Baibei. The blue sea turned into mulberry fields. Here should be a sea area, it should be that the world was cracked, and eventually it became like this. Jade Heaven sect master took a piece of sand and gave a sigh. The blue sea turned into mulberry fields. This origin Qi branding, is this the place where the battle took place when the world broke down? Wei Suo and Ling Longtian, who saw the scene appearing in Heaven's Dome when Heaven's Dome broke down, had a lightning flash in their minds, and great treasure was shocked. The fragment of the buildings, which are full of charm, and unimaginable, and the scenes of the level 9 roundabout that emerged when the Heaven's Dome cracked up overlapped, making Wei Suo and Ling Longtian's minds bang. Divine ability of the predecessor great treasure is unimaginable. I don't know the future cultivation world. When will there be a great treasure that can be compared with it? Huang Daojun sighed. It seems that this secret place has no shapeshift great art to form spiritual Qi spiritual vein. Wei Suo and Ling Longtian returned slightly to God, and the two felt that the secret place Qi, the world of secret place, seems to have stopped gathering at this secret place. The entire heavenly profound continent's spiritual Qi seems to have lost its center of cohesion. I want to start spreading. The autumn of trouble, the blessings are hard to come by. Jade Heaven sect master sighed a surging sound, but said, that's fine, otherwise even if Alioth continent retreats, I don't know what kind of opponent will be brought. Little friend Wei's divine ability is really amazing. If it weren't for fellow deist Wei, I don't know how many cultivators heavenly profound continent will fall. Huang Daojun regained the look of the ordinary old man and thanked Wei Suo and asked, I don't know little friend Wei's companion name. Only then do you both seem to have a great mood treasure fluctuation. Do you know anything about this place? My name is Ling Longtian. Ling Longtian also did not hide and took the initiative to say his name. Many people have seen her true identity before, so she has nothing to hide. It is very likely that the battlefield that caused the sky and the earth to collapse in the past, or a part of it, collapsed here. Wei Suo indulged in a sound transmission to the ears of Huang Daojun and Jade Heaven sect master. The battlefield that caused the world to collapse, Huang Daojun and Jade Heaven sect master were all naked body shocks. After a while, Huang Daojun returned to God, and his look was extremely dignified. This place must be sealed up. In other parts of this ancient area, there should be a brand residue of the great treasure that can be used by shapeshift great art. Although it is based on my cultivation base, there is no such thing as shapeshift great art. But perhaps some people will have a certain degree of a cultivation base in the future. Can get some insights from here, follow the steps of the great precious treasure of the predecessors. This is at least an ancient place worthy of the cultivator of the future. I have limited achievements. Little friend Wei's future achievements may not be limited. Maybe in the future, Little friend Wei can follow the pace of the predecessor's great treasure Jade Heaven Sect Master sound transmission to the ears of Wei Suo and Huang Daijun. So many people have witnessed this terrifying expended, where the stigma is estimated to be true. Immortal may not be able to deduce, dare not touch, do not know what kind of change, so will have been left so far, as long as we pretend to say the secret place to decorate a destructive restrictions, can be triggered at any time. It is estimated that no one will come to this ancient land which has no other things, and this piece of ancient land will remain. Jade Sect Master, you can't afford to see me. If you remove the foreign objects such as shapeshift great art great treasure, my real divine ability is far worse than Wu Shenhu. I don't know when I can comprehend my great treasure road. The shapeshift great art domain, Wu Shenhu, has evolved 3 great treasures of the shapeshift great art domain. Wei Suo smiled bitterly. The predecessors of great treasure have been able to walk through the sky. It is really impossible to follow. Little friend Wei doesn't have to be arrogant. Wu Shenhu's cultivation base is still in the hands of Xiao. Xiao is my heavenly profound continent's strongest genius cultivator for tens of thousands of years, no doubt. Jade Heaven Sect Master looked at Wei Suo and said, this battle must be shocking. No cultivation world dares to look down on our heavenly profound continent. Little friend Wei, you ask Wu Shenhu to ask for a divine mark evolution of shapeshift great art. What is the intention? Do you have any great treasure for you? Listen to Wei Suo's mention of Wu Shenhu's great treasure road shapeshift great art field. Huang Daijun eyes flash, and asked Wei Suo. My culture has a secret place shapeshift great art that requires a variety of divine marks. The more divine marks you get, the more secret place shapeshift great art powerful energy is. Wei Suo didn't hide too much, as Huang Daijun said. In this case, I have 2 divine marks, and I also sent them to my friends. Huang Daijun stretched out his hand, and the 2 lines of light, one green and one yellow, appeared one after another, swaying back to the true atmosphere, and he was hidden in the white shell fossils he had previously captured. Divine Mystic 4th layer's great treasure divine ability is really extraordinary. If you want to confront him, I am afraid it is as dangerous as the confrontation Wu Shenhu, and may not be able to break his mind. Wei Suo's couldn't help but think that Huang Daijun's 2 divine marks were put into the white shell fossils. The whole white shell fossils sparkled, and he was made a similar note by Jade Talisman. The general shapeshift great art, 2 divine marks sparkling in it, the time is now, the divine splendor, very mysterious. Wu Shenhu for Wei Suo is also like a touchstone, and her this war, Wei Suo now also have a bottom, to his present strength, to deal with divine mystic the 4th below layer, should be no problem, but to Wu Shenhu, Huang Daijun, Wang Wei this level divine mystic 4th layer great treasure can, the outcome is still in the unknown number, there is no certainty of victory. Wow ha ha ha, this old man is really good. I looked at him more pleasingly, I said that he would not ask you for no reason, and I sent you 2 divine mark. If these 2 divine marks plus the divine marks engraving of Wu Shenhu, your body doesn't know where to be tyrannical. Haha, kid, or do you ask if he has any high-level water attribute monster core? As soon as the green robe saw Huang Daijun and evolved 2 divine marks, it was extremely exciting and screamed in Wei Suo's ear. Wei Suo is a little speechless to green-robed old man. It is too greedy. People have already sent 2 divine marks, but they still want to ask people to ask for high-level water attribute monster core. I want to arrange the shapeshift great art array in this secret place. I still don't know some materials. I don't know if the 2 sect masters can help find them at this time. I feel that this secret place, where spiritual chi is spreading. Wei Suo suddenly thought of something, immediately said. Kid, are you going to arrange the spirit gathering formation right away at this secret place? Green-robed old man suddenly reacted and called. I am going to go to Shanghai to work tomorrow, and I will be back in 3 days. I will not be able to update these days. Path to Heaven Chapter 1002 is an ancient place worthy of admiration. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 1003. Chapter 1003 is an ancient place worthy of admiration. Chapter 1003 is an ancient place worthy of admiration. Wei Suo is stunned. Net. The terrifying golden light and even the divine consciousness can be wiped out. The divine consciousness touched by the Wei Suo divine consciousness is wiped out. No one can see what is the terrifying golden light. Even a piece of immortal emperor wood in the Wei Suo naked body was touched and swayed out, seeming to compete with the golden light. After a few breaths, a glimpse of Jingguang and immortal emperor wood disappeared at the same time. All the scattered jade, coral, eucalyptus, lingbei, and some unimaginable scattered architectural fragments in the sky suddenly turned into fly ash, like a mirage, no longer exist. There are no more terrifying inner chi scatters. Wei Suo and Huangdaijun, Jade Heaven sect master, Yufeng Reverend and other groups of the highest cultivation base, and at the same time they rushed toward the open ground. All the people were pumping the air, and the entire square of nearly 100 miles had already flew away, forming a valley of giant great treasure. This area is deep underground, all the rocks, the veins, and even the earth. There are dense textures. There are 5 or 6 secret places, the mountains and stones and the land of a few square meters, all of which are golden yellow, as if pure gold is bright. These textures and colors are not what the naturally formed divine mark is, but the legacy of various heaven-shaking powerful energy and origin chi shapeshift great art. Just like immortal emperor would, because of the unspeakable shapeshift great art domain, powerful energy has been completely changed. At the moment, these brandings are as long-lasting as shapeshift great art and immortal emperor would. This is entirely because of the violent struggle between the cultivators, the shapeshift great art, which is left unconsciously left, because the unique earth chi and the entanglement of each other are left behind. Down, but at the moment it was destroyed by the restrictions laid out by the Alioth continent cultivator, so these imprints have begun to disappear. All the dense textures of the mysterious and the bright golden yellow areas have begun to fade. What kind of character is the shapeshift great art? Will it leave such a mark? Feng Wukang's surging sound has become very weird because of the shock. The shattered jade, corals, etc. that fly out are all gone for a moment, because they have already been completely destroyed by the powerless energy in the shapeshift great art that year, but only to be sealed. Among these imprints, the balance of the residual origin chi between these imprints is destroyed, and these things no longer exist. These things are just like some images that don't know for many thousand years. They are in existence in time and space, and they appear for a moment and are seen by people at the place. Some of the aftergiveness of the cultivator's fierce battle between the shapeshift great art and the unconsciously left, there is already such terrifying powerful energy, and the old people who have already begun to transmit Alioth continent are wiped out in the void. If there is no secret place between the immortal king and the 3 old people in the broken jade ancient domain, the heavenly profound continent cultivator in the valley is probably half dead. Huangdaijun grabbed it and suddenly grabbed a piece of gravel on the ground. This stone is white with the naked body, but it is a piece of great treasure shell. It should have been something that was not affected by the powerful energy of shapeshift great art. But it has now become a stone. Among the Huangdaijun eyes wearing the linen, there seems to be a world of evolution, sensing the atmosphere of divine might, which has already begun to disappear. His face has changed again. The strong ancient desolate breath, at least 10,000 years ago. A few 100,000 years ago, Wei Suo and Ling Longtian can't help but face each other. Origin chi powerful energy has not been completely lost for so many years, and it is between the earth and the divine ability of the great treasure of shapeshift great art. I am afraid that it will still be above the great treasure of Baibei. The blue sea turned into mulberry fields. Here should be a sea area, it should be that the world was cracked, and eventually it became like this. Jade Heaven sect master took a piece of sand and sighed. The blue sea turned into mulberry fields, this origin chi branding, is this the place where the war was born when the world was cracked? Wei Suo and Ling Longtian, who saw the scene appearing in Heaven's Dome when Heaven's Dome broke down, had a lightning flash in their minds, and great treasure was shocked. The fragment of the buildings, which are full of charm, and unimaginable, and the scenes of the level 9 roundabout that emerged when the Heaven's Dome cracked up overlapped, making Wei Suo and Ling Longtian's minds bang. Divine ability of the predecessor great treasure is unimaginable. I don't know the future cultivation world. When will there be a great treasure that can be compared with it? Huangde Junside. It seems that this secret place has no shape-shift great art to form spiritual chi spiritual vein. Wei Suo and Ling Longtian returned slightly to God, and the two felt that the secret place chi, the world of secret place, seems to have stopped gathering at this secret place. The entire heavenly profound continent's spiritual chi seems to have lost its center of cohesion. I want to start spreading. The autumn of trouble, the blessings are hard to come by. Jade Heaven Sect Master sighed a surging sound, but said, that's fine, otherwise even if Alioth continent retreats, I don't know what kind of opponent will be brought. Little friend Wei's divine ability is really amazing. If it weren't for fellow deist Wei, I don't know how many cultivators heavenly profound continent will fall. Huang Daijun regained the look of the ordinary old man and thanked Wei Suo and asked, I don't know little friend Wei's companion name. Only then do you both seem to have a great mood treasure fluctuation. Do you know anything about this place? My name is Ling Longtian. Ling Longtian also did not hide and took the initiative to say his name. Many people have seen her true identity before, so she has nothing to hide. It is very likely that the battlefield that caused the sky and the earth to collapse in the past, or a part of it, collapsed here. Wei Suo indulged in a sound transmission to the ears of Huang Daijun and Jade Heaven Sect Master. The battlefield that caused the world to collapse, Huang Daijun and Jade Heaven Sect Master were all naked body shocks. After a while, Huang Daijun returned to God, and his look was extremely dignified. This place must be sealed up. In other parts of this ancient area, there should be a brand residue of the great treasure that can be used by shapeshift great art. Although it is based on my cultivation base, there is no such thing as shapeshift great art. But perhaps some people's cultivation base will reach a certain level in the future. Can get some insights from here, follow the steps of the great precious treasure of the predecessors. This is at least an ancient place worthy of the cultivator of the future. I have limited achievements, little friend Wei's future achievements may not be limited. Maybe in the future, little friend Wei can follow the pace of the predecessor's great treasure. Jade Heaven Sect Master sound transmission to the ears of Wei Suo and Huang Daijun. So many people have witnessed this terrifying expended, where the stigma is estimated to be true. Immortal may not be able to deduce, dare not touch, do not know what kind of change, so will have been left so far. As long as we pretend to say the secret place to decorate a destructive restrictions, you can contact at any time. It is estimated that no one will come to this ancient land which has no other things, and this piece of ancient land will remain. Jade Sect Master, you can't afford to see me. If you remove the foreign objects such as shapeshift great art great treasure, my real divine ability is far worse than Wu Shenhu. I don't know when I can comprehend my great treasure road. The shapeshift great art domain, Wu Shenhu, has evolved 3 great treasures of the shapeshift great art domain. Wei Suo smiled bitterly. The predecessors of great treasure have been able to walk through the sky. It is really impossible to follow. Little friend Wei doesn't have to be arrogant. Wu Shenhu's cultivation base is still in the hands of Xiao. Xiao is my heavenly profound continent's strongest genius cultivator for tens of thousands of years, no doubt. Jade Heaven Sect Master looked at Wei Suo and said, this battle must be shocking. No cultivation world dares to look down on our heavenly profound continent. Little friend Wei, you ask Wu Shenhu to ask for a divine mark evolution of shapeshift great art. What is the intention? Do you have any great treasure for you? Listen to Wei Suo's mention of Wu Shenhu's great treasure road shapeshift great art field. Huang Daijun eyes flash, and asked Wei Suo. My culture has a secret place shapeshift great art that requires a variety of divine marks. The more divine marks you get, the more secret place shapeshift great art powerful energy is. Wei Suo didn't hide too much, as Huang Daijun said. In this case, I have 2 divine marks, and I also sent them to my friends. Huang Daijun stretched out his hand, and the 2 lines of light, one green and one yellow, appeared one after another, swaying back to the true atmosphere, and he was hidden in the white shell fossils he had previously captured. Divine Mystic 4th Layer's great treasure divine ability is really extraordinary. If you want to confront him, I am afraid it is as dangerous as the confrontation Wu Shenhu, and may not be able to break his mind. Wei Suo's couldn't help but think that Huang Daijun's 2 divine marks were put into the white shell fossils. The whole white shell fossil sparkles, and he was made a similar note by Jade Talisman. The general shapeshift great art, 2 divine marks sparkling in it, the time is now, the divine splendor, very mysterious. Wu Shenhu is also a touchstone for Wei Suo. With her battle, Wei Suo now has a bottom, and with his current strength, against the cultivator below divine mystic 4th layer, there should be no problem. But for the divine mystic 4th layer great treasure of Wu Shenhu, Huang Daijun, and Wang Wuyi, the outcome is still unknown, and there is no sure victory. Wow, ha ha ha, this old man is really good. I looked at him more pleasingly. I said that he would not ask you for no reason, and I sent you 2 divine mark. If these 2 divine marks plus the divine marks engraving of Wu Shenhu, your body doesn't know where to be tyrannical. Haha, kid, or do you ask if he has any high-level water attribute monster core? As soon as the green robe saw Huang Daijun and evolved 2 divine marks, it was extremely exciting and screamed in Wei Suo's ear. Wei Suo is a little speechless to green-robed old man. It is too greedy. People have already sent 2 divine marks, but they still want to ask people to ask for high-level water attribute monster core. I want to arrange the shapeshift great art array in this secret place. I still don't know some materials. I don't know if the 2 sect masters can help find them at this time. I feel that this secret place, where spiritual chi is spreading. Wei Suo suddenly thought of something, immediately said. Kid, are you going to arrange the spirit gathering formation right away at this secret place? Green-robed old man suddenly reacted and called. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 1004. Chapter 1004 is unsettled. The tide surged sound, and the white mist filled. Just as the broken jade ancient domain and green-robed old man reacted to what Wei Suo was going to do, the hibernation gas sea, Jia and others were surrounded by the nameless desert island, but it was very calm. A secret ring of more than 2,000 miles from the nameless desert island suddenly burst into a crack, and a yellow beam of light that appeared clear in the white mist immediately rushed into the sky. Soon, 2 brilliances, one yellow and one green, suddenly appeared in the sky above the yellow light column, and fell, but it was surrounded by 2 bright yellow halo yang rouge bird and the long feathers like divine iron, flowing through the lush green liuyan of cyan flame. After the 2 soul birds hovered around for a while, they were all very suspicious looks of the reveals, and then swept toward the nameless desert island. Chi. After the time when the 2 spirit birds left a cup of tea, a surging sound suddenly appeared from the void, and a looming white light emerged from the void, flew out and disappeared instantly. In the suffocation. In Jiya's quiet room, there is a bottle of micro-blue glass pill bottle scattered captivated halo, the next one is a delicate fire jade furnace with even heat, so that the bottle of liquid to maintain a certain temperature. This dead guy, actually not coming back. Han Wei held the gang, sitting next to Jiya, looking at the pill bottle on the table in front of Jiya, pouting, a very uncomfortable look. Reassured, he has immortal tears in his hands, and Ling Longtian is by his side. With his current divine ability, you can run even if you can't beat it, don't worry about him. Jiya looked at the liquid in the glass pill bottle, suddenly dripping a drop of vermilion liquid inside, and then carefully watching the change. Senior sister, You don't have to talk hard, don't worry about the fact that you are worried about death. Strange, there is a great treasure beauty like senior sister here, and I don't want to come back early, what a ghost. Han Weiwei looked at Ji Ya and took a surging sound. Our heavenly profound continent's heaven's dome no longer exists. Don't you want to go back and see? Ji Ya stared at pill bottle and said, he stayed with Spirit Peak City for as long as we did, even if there is no great treasure, it is normal to stay in heavenly profound continent for a while now. Han Weiwei was silent, although some of them had already heard the news before, basically settled around Yin Corp sect and Coffin City, but she still had some trouble when she thought that Spirit Peak City is no longer there. To be honest, she really wants to go back to heavenly profound continent, but now the cultivation base is not enough, and going out can only add Weisuo. Right, I listened to Shui Linger and said that the restrictions of the old cloth were touched. Yes, Yang Qing and Blue Luan have checked in the past. Later, they have also checked the Kilian mountain. There is nothing. Ji Ya nodded, his brow wrinkled and said. Just as Han Weiwei and Wei Suo chat, on the southern outskirts of the hibernation gas sea, in the sea of the secret place, there is a great treasure of the escape light, which is quietly moving towards their nameless desert island. For a cultivator wrapped in white glow, driving the lotus goldfish, ethereal, eye-catching, it is Immortal Ascension Sect Master. Under the full investigation, Immortal Ascension Sect, which has already detected some clues, has finally found out where Ji Ya and others are. Behind Immortal Ascension Sect Master, in addition to Immortal Ascension Sect Cultivator, there are at least 20 other sect cultivators, all Immortal Ascension Sect, and these sect cultivators add up to a total of 15 Golden Core Great Treasure cultivators. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. These cultivators follow Han 11, flying in the sky, only a few hours, it has reached a distance of 20,000 miles from the nameless desert island. Shua. A golden light suddenly appeared in the void, and divine mystic was scented. Divine light above the naked body faintly formed as Anti-Linglan sitting on the Deo Venerable Phantom, and the control void golden gourd appeared in front of Han He. .net. And how was it? Immortal Ascension Sect Master saw Anti-Linglan's figure in the void, suddenly blinking, quickly asked. No one left the secret place desert island. If Wei Suo's Deo companion is inside, this time it should be done. Anti-Linglan smiled a little smugly. But there are some restrictions in the outside. The Yang Rouge bird of that person is also very impressive. It seems that there is a level 8 high level, and there is a real Blue Luan. This person's Yang Rouge bird has reached the level 8 high level. Is there a real Blue Luan? The brow of Immortal Ascension Sect Master suddenly wrinkled. Korean Sect Master, rest assured that the Blue Luan has not reached level 9, and the other party certainly does not have the existence of Divine Mystic Great Treasure. With so many people, we don't have to worry about anything. Anti-Linglan's mouth hangs on the sloppy table lust and smiles lightly. I heard that this person's Deo companion is a natural fragrance, even the sect master Yin Liwa of Yin Corp sect and the first beauty Shui Linger of Mystic Wind sect are this person's Deo companion. I have to get a good look at it. The person may not leave them with a life-saving or escaping thing. We must be careful not to give them a chance to escape. Hong elders, I will go halfway through, you calculate the time, and Zantai fellow deist wraps around the desert island. Arrange some restrictions first. Li elder, you and fellow deist and others went to the left side of the desert island, laid down the restrictions, and then listen to my orders. Immortal Ascension Sect Master does not have a great treasure, a series of batches of cultivators scattered out of the four sides of the nameless desert island. Ji Ya, Zhang Lao's view of their glasses, at least dozens of cultivators are coming from all sides. In the desert island, a smoky wind, Yin Liwa suddenly appeared in Ji Ya's quiet room, facing Ji Ya. What? Ji Ya immediately reached out and took out a silver bead. A true yuan went straight up, caught a surging sound, and shattered the silver bead. This silver bead is one of the traction induction beads. Wei Suo knows the purpose after identification by the two shopkeepers in Kistler Park. As long as one of them is broken, the other will be broken, and Wei Suo will feel it. Although it is not yet known who the perpetrator was, the previous restrictions was only touched by the cultivator of the Golden Core 5th layer, Yang Rougebird and Blue Luan, and the Kilian. The mountains and others have been probed in the vicinity, but nothing. Jia and other people have feel bad, so the island, that group of old people immediately quickly decorate a restrictions, didn't think just decorate finished soon, already have so many cultivator way. No matter where the atomic is, so the great treasure is coming, it will definitely not be easy to deal with the opponent. The scope of the goggles used to sense the cultivator's breath is 4,000 miles, which means that the other party has gathered less than 4,000 miles of desert islands. Dang! Just when Jia smashed the induction beads to Wei Suo, a surging sound rang in the nameless desert island. The sound of the whole island was alarmed. All the people were alarmed. Flying through the various quiet rooms. IDS_crew_ first name _Commonwealth _26 IDS_crew_ first name _Commonwealth _26. Thank you, Wei Divine Lord. Wei Divine Lord is so great treasure, you must remember it in your heart. IDS_crew_ first name _Commonwealth _26. This day's absorption, I am afraid, at least compared to the years of painstaking cultivation. Just as Jia shattered the induction beads, there were countless heavenly profound continent cultivators in the broken jade ancient domain. They were mad, and everyone was like a great treasure of a giant great treasure. This is indeed like a great treasure's great treasure library, secret place hidden, all people are in it, arbitrarily charged. Of the entire broken jade ancient domain, 6 spirit gathering formations have been placed. At the moment, among the 6 spirit gathering formations, 1 share of spiritual chi is almost condensed, as the same stock fountain is spewing. All the cultivators in it seem to be in the raging spiritual chi waves, and everyone's breath is violent. IDS_crew_ first name _Commonwealth _26. I broke through the first layer cultivation base. I am breaking through. This is an extremely unspeakable shocking scene. Many people are almost crazy, and have experienced the cultivation base lift that they have never had since their path of cultivation, especially the low-grade cultivator under many thought division realm, and the cultivation base is amazing. The degree is breaking through, and for a moment, it breaks through the 2/3 layer cultivation base, and the brilliance produced by the manifestation divine C in the naked body keeps shining in the spirit gathering formation. Hong! 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 Wei Suo is also in one of the spirit gathering formations, with the giant great treasure's water emperor on his head, constantly consuming the spiritual chi refining cultivation. He did not hide, and arranged the spirit gathering formation and the cultivator share of these heavenly profound continent. In the broken jade ancient domain, the spiritual chi spiritual vein has no shape-shift great art manifestation, and the spiritual chi, which converges in the west of heavenly profound continent, will soon dissipate completely and be completely dispersed between the heavens and the earth. It's a giant great treasure, but it's a meat that is disappearing. Although his meat is fast, but this piece of meat is too great treasure, even 100 he cannot all be light before the meat disappears, and this group came to the secret place to help, prepare, and Alioth continent the desperate cultivator is a comrade in arms for him, so the meat that can't be eaten is certainly not as good for him to share with these people. IDS_crew_ first name _Commonwealth _26 IDS_crew_ first name _Commonwealth _26. Kid, you are so stroked, you look at them. Let them sell your life for you. Cultivator is most valued for its own cultivation base, you let them upgrade so many cultivation base, simply to their regenerative parents, so the great secret treasure of the day, kid, follow this way, I am afraid you can go directly to the divine mystic 3rd layer middle stage. Green-robed old man is also constantly screaming in Wei Suo's ears. In his opinion, Wei Suo is doing this completely, and it is definitely a good place to buy people. In the future, there must be a good secret place for great treasure. Ka. But at this time, Ling Longtian's body suddenly heard a surging sound, and a halo emerged from Ling Longtian's body. The induction sensor beads are broken. Jia, they have something. Ling Longtian and Wei Suo's face changed at the same time, and a surging sound, Wei Suo stepped out of the spirit gathering formation. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 1005. Chapter 1005 is incredible. There is a great treasure, half of the cultivator followed by immortal ascension sect master, flying towards the nameless desert island. Each breath is very strong, like a storm sweeping toward the nameless desert island. The brilliance flashed around the sea, and the remaining cultivators arranged a series of restrictions on the sea, and took out a piece of shapeshift great art to inspire to prevent Jia and others in the nameless desert island from fleeing. Immortal Ascension sect master is at the forefront, countless white shrines are emitted from him, divine mystic breaths the world. A Dao chart, covered with white feather cranes and white clouds, appeared in front of him. This is also a strong place of the treasure shapeshift great art. It uses true Yuan to draw the world of origin Qi and directly simulates a divine domain's powerful energy. Hong. This white Zhaiguang Dao chart keeps changing the great treasure, almost reaching the half of the island's great treasure, and it is suppressed from the air like a giant. Ka. The lightest blue divine light screen on the outermost name of the nameless desert island is directly cracked. There is no shapeshift great art to resist the powerful energy of the white light Dao chart. Suddenly, in the nameless desert island, there is a piece of divine light that is like all the colors in the world, and a cyan ray like the same Wang Baitan. The white Dao chart was shattered in an instant, and the immortal ascension sect master just hit a white glow, blocking the two Yue, and it was a lot of divine mark inside, like the cyan divine sea. The brilliance of the cyan divine sea made his face instantly a piece of white, and immediately retired 100 feet in the future, can avoid this blow. All the cultivators that are approaching the nameless desert island have all lived, and the three powerful energetic inner chi made everyone, including Zantai Linglan, feel a bit stunned. The three powerful energies are at least equivalent to divine mystic great treasure, and the general golden core great treasure cultivator may not be able to withstand it. There was a sudden burst of surging sound on the sea. Ah! The spirit light of the golden core first layer cultivation base's immortal ascension sect true disciple was completely broken. Even the golden core was sacrificed. It was not blocked. It was suddenly hit by the 7/8 cyan sword in the nameless desert island. Light killing, flesh and blood. How could it be that there are at least 7 or 8 cultivators above the golden core third layer on this island? Immortal ascension sect. All the cultivators on this side suddenly stagnate, the previous ease disappeared, and the heart did not consciously emerge from the cold. The true disciple of the immortal ascension sect is not far from the front of the nameless desert island and falls behind the side, so even the immortal ascension sect master and Zantai Linglan have no time to block, and this person and the nameless desert island position, I am afraid at least the cultivator above the golden core third layer can be accurately locked. These are not shapeshift great art, is the shapeshift great art great treasure that is really close to the immortal level. Actually there are 3. Nameless desert island, in addition to control the shapeshift great art array of those old people, the rest of us have gathered on the top of the nameless desert island, before the teeth giggle to add powerful long muxing at the moment the eyes of the drum up, have forgotten the fear, looking at Shui Ling Er and other people before the bright ancient paintings and cyan bracelets, ancient cyan oil lamp, as well as Qi Longshan and Feng Zio, and so on. I feel incredible. As a cowardly servant, Wei Suo didn't let him be present when he assigned shapeshift great art great treasure, so he didn't know much about the accumulation of this nameless desert island. He only knew that Weisuo was not in the master, and many of them were sharpshift great art great treasure. Nature is also on Weisuo's. But after the three things have inspired the terrifying powerful energy, the spirit light has not disappeared. It is not a one-time shapeshift great art, but a really good shapeshift great art great treasure, and the cultivator controls of the golden core stage. There is such a powerful energy, that clearly is the true shapeshift great art great treasure close to the immortal level. There are actually three. Moreover, the shapeshift great art of Qi Longshan and others has played so far, almost twice the distance that divine consciousness can reach. What is the shapeshift great art? Long Muxing is a bit too shocked because it is too shocking, so he seems to be not so scared. Powerful energy is not strong, it's just that shapeshift great art itself is unique, or what shapeshift great art is used to make such a distance. It's not that there are so many cultivators above golden core third layer. Zantai Linglan's face has also completely changed. Gloomy, but not nervous, heavily cold, a surging sound. Get all the shots and break the restrictions inside. Immortal Ascension sect master's face was ugly, issued a surging sound, and once again evolved a white Xiaoguang Dao chart, which was suppressed against the nameless desert island. The power of the spirit light restrictions in this nameless desert island is not surprising, but it can block divine consciousness, and even his divine consciousness can't penetrate, so he doesn't have shapeshift great art to accurately lock the inside Ji yet. Waiter. Hong. When I heard the scream of Immortal Ascension sect master, all the cultivators approaching the desert island were not precisely locked, but they all spurred shapeshift great art great treasure and shapeshift great art powerful energy to create a piece of brilliance. Island divine light screen. So much. How many golden core cultivators are there? All the cultivators that made a single blow were completely shocked. At least 40 brilliances of great treasure powerful energy were shot from the divine light screen wrapped around the nameless desert island. The extremely colorful divine light, the Kingxia-like Kingxia, the divine light like the Cyan Ocean, the blue-yellow Dao chart with a terrifying fire, a golden heavenly fire, a silvery beam, Immortal Ascension sect, including Immortal Ascension sect master and divine might from Zantai Linglan, were all blocked. 2 divine mystic great treasures, plus more than 10 golden core cultivators, and more than a dozen thought divisions. A blow from realm cultivator didn't even break the divine light screen. Squeak. Among the divine light screens, the group of ice and snow divine salamander gathered at the top of the desert island, next to primal chaos Yunwei, Yang Rougebird and Blue Luan, and the angry and constantly ignited a powerful and extremely powerful energy. Yin Liwa, Qilian Mountain, Qingping, Nangong Yuking, Han Weiwei, Feng Zhiao, Shi Fiking, Zhangzhuayu, Shui Ling Ji Ya, Chen Shu, Great Treasure Brain Simple Duo, Duguyuyun, Yejiakshan, even Old Lu and a group of old people from concocting pills gathered together and sacrificed a piece of shapeshift great art great treasure, constantly inspiring powerful energy and making it out. Long Muxing's teeth are completely creaking, he is also trying to send powerful energy, but he is very hurt. Because he found that it seems that all these people around, including those who refine medicine pills old antique, now in their hands, the shapeshift great art great treasure seems to be stronger than the shapeshift great art great treasure in their hands. One of his hands, mystic rank middle grade shapeshift great art great treasure, was Weisuo's reward, but it made him excited for a long time, knowing that this is the real mystic level mid-level shapeshift great art great treasure. A shapeshift great art great treasure can be used on one side. But now he finds that it seems that everyone else is tempted to have a shapeshift great art great treasure rank higher than himself. He is a cultivator of the golden core second layer, but now it is a powerful energy, in so many people, it seems that it is only a little worse than the ice and snow divine salamander that has not grown in a dozen or so. Especially in addition to these aggressive shapeshift great art great treasures, spirit light from shapeshift great art in Yin Liwa, Nangong Yuking, etc. is also completely swaying his eyes. Master, although I am a little timid, but now I am a heart and a friend, you are too kind, especially seeing a breathless refining man next to him, using a mystic rank high-grade shapeshift great art great after the treasure hit a powerful energy that was stronger than him, Long Muxing was depressed and could not help but cry. Finally, I won't have only a tooth fight, I have seen timidity, I have never seen you so timid at this time. Han Weiwei glanced at him and reached for a bit. The green long scorpion came to him. I really want to take him. I don't want to bully us. Is it really good for us to bully, catch it, and marry them with your grandmother? Ah, the half-immortal level shapeshift great art great treasure Long Muxing couldn't help but cry. Intercourse is happy. This green long-necked naked body is made of an unknown ancient bamboo with 5 white oval great treasure stones embedded in it. The wind's spiritual chi seems to blow him up. It's just this breath and the spirit light that shines through the naked body, which makes Long Muxing sure, this is a powerful energy that at least reaches the half-immortal level. Come, I am not afraid of you. Long Muxing suddenly became a hero, great treasure called a surging sound, desperately inspired this great treasure. Divine light from Zantai Linglan and Immortal Ascension sect master has shivered slightly. The nameless desert island is like a volcano in a complete eruption, and the sky above seems to be completely worn by various divine lights. Where does this rogue cultivator look like a temporary cave? So many people exist. The key is that the vast treasure of most of the splendid light that has been played here is completely powerful energy that can be stimulated by the general golden core great treasure cultivator. The piece is so gorgeous that it is like the divine light that brings together all the colors in the world, the green water like the same pool, the divine mark, the cyan divine sea. It's not all shapeshift great art, but the shapeshift great art great treasure Weisuo, which is close to the immortal level, is not at this secret place. This secret place has so many shapeshift greats of this level. Art great treasure. There are other powerful energy, each seems to be above mystic rank middle grade, and most of the great treasures are obviously inspired by the golden core great treasure cultivator. It seems that there are at least a dozen golden core great treasure cultivators. The presence. How could there be so many golden core great treasure cultivators? In an instant, the powerful energy bursting out of this nameless desert island completely overwhelmed the powerful energy that they sent out. Ah! In the twinkling of an eye, a cultivator of Immortal Ascension sect was actually pierced by a cyan sword chi, spurting a bloody wave in the air and falling down. Li Elder. Immortal Ascension sect master's mouth is slightly twitching, and once again issued a surging sound. An Immortal Ascension sect old antique wearing a yellow robe was shocked. The original back was suddenly straight, and a golden ancient talisman flew out of his sleeve, instantly igniting all the inside of his naked body. True Yuan is generally turned into a myriad of thunder lights, forming a giant great treasure with a large island in the void. Hong. The giant great treasure golden hammer strikes down and collides with countless brilliances on the desert island. The divine light screen covering the entire nameless desert island can no longer withstand the shock, and the surging sound of the car is cracked. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 1006. Chapter 1006 Are you looking for death? This divine light screen was finally broken. The ancient talisman, which provokes the great treasure of the mountain, is a replica of the Immortal Ascension sect, completely equivalent to the powerful energy of the real immortal artifact. Immortal Ascension sect master and Zantai Linglan didn't have the slightest stop. They changed their position in the air, and almost instantly reached the sky above the nameless desert island. 2 divine consciousness pressures of the giant treasure fell from the sky, and suppressed all island. The rest of the cultivator also immediately rushed toward the island. In the lust situation where both sides can accurately match divine consciousness, there are 2 divine mystic great treasures that naturally have an absolute advantage, and the divine consciousness pressure can suppress each other's attitude. Shua. Both Immortal Ascension sect master and Zantai Linglan avoided several divine lights from the nameless desert island, which showed a Dao chart and a Dao venerable, respectively. Although I lost a piece of the inheritor, the other side must be unable to return to heaven. Many of the immortal ascension sect's cultivator faces have been revived with a smile. Ah! They all saw the top of the nameless desert island at first sight. A golden core cultivator wearing an essence metal suit scared the hoarseness, and the teeth trembled, and they all softened to the ground. Even the application was scared. Look like that. This look is obviously impossible to install. But at this moment, the eyes of all the cultivators of Immortal Ascension sect are involuntarily great treasure. Pa! A female cultivator wearing a pale yellow brocade smashed his teeth and kicked the cultivator, who was afraid of snorting. At the same time, among the group of people gathered on the top of the desert island, at least 7 or 8 people had crystal light at the same time, and they even turned into a naked body, welcoming upwards, as if completely condense a new crystal reticle. In general, it completely blocked the impact of Immortal Ascension sect master. And the silver flashing, like the 12-year-old girl wearing a silver armor, the strange monster beast and a yang rouge bird, a blue Luan, did not receive the divine consciousness pressure of Immortal Ascension sect master and Xantai Linglan. The impact, while playing a terrifying powerful energy, hard to block Xantai Linglan's blow. The 3 monster beasts have blocked divine mystic's blow. What is this strong? Can it be so many people? So many amazing great treasures. Is there really so many golden core cultivators? Those are ice and snow divine salamander? This secret place has so many ice and snow divine salamander? Almost all of the cultivators of Immortal Ascension sect almost just saw the sight of the opponent, and the face immediately turned pale. Except for the cultivator who is afraid of the fluster, all the other cultivators of the other party seem to be very calm, and the panic of the gods is not seen. Just in front of the group of cultivators, a passage to the inner cave house, there are actually 2 white-headed old-fashioned probes to look out and immediately shrink back. Shua. Almost at the same time, a circle of blue light emerged from the ground under the feet of the group of cultivators, and cyan origin chi, which was scattered all over the place, covered the group of cultivators. Ka. Many of Immortal Ascension sect's cultivators haven't reacted yet, and the naked body has slammed down, and has been wrapped in a giant black giant vine from a giant great treasure. There is a surging sound, and the screaming surging sound sounds. It is the naked body spirit light that is directly shattered, and the bones of the body are instantly shredded. However, the screaming surging sound was overwhelmed by more screaming surging sound. It was just a time of breathing, and the entire nameless desert island was completely boiled. Almost all Immortal Ascension sect cultivators were born. This nameless desert island was not purple-black. It looks purple-black, because the surface of this nameless desert island is full of purple-black vines with giant great treasure. These purple-black vines are all like dragons in an instant, and they are rolled out. The whole desert island is like a monster of giant great treasure. The sky is nearly 600 and 700 feet in the air. All of them are giant treasures of this bucket size. The vines are flying around in madness. The vines are all white underneath, and the whole nameless desert island seems to have turned white. All of those whites are bone fragments of various monster beasts. Immortal Slaying Vine. Immortal Ascension sect. All cultivators on this side are not weak, and many people immediately recognize what these terrifying things are. But then they are simply immersed in the moment of loss of consciousness. How could Immortal Slaying Vine grow so thick, so great treasure, so long? Various brilliance blasts in the nameless desert island. Numerous Immortal Slaying Vines fragments and broken stems are flying in the air. Every golden core great treasure cultivator or a cultivator with a powerful great treasure wants to save the weak. I don't care about Immortal Slaying Vines cultivator, but I don't use secret place at all. These Immortal Slaying Vines rough great treasure is unimaginable. The holes that make the giant great treasure are not broken, and even if it is interrupted, the rest is still in the air like a dragon. Just 1 or 2 breaths between the Immortal Ascension sect and at least 10 cultivators disappeared directly into the crazy Immortal Slaying Vine. The faces of Immortal Ascension sect master and Xantai Linglan have changed completely. At the moment when the two men made a blow, the secret place was completely planted with Immortal Slaying Vine, but the two did not even think that the Immortal Slaying Vine of Wei Suo's was completely out of common sense. The president is so amazing. Moreover, the other party did not even panic at all, and there were amazing joint means. The two of them could not even take advantage of it at all. Gollum. Many of the cultivators that survived the mad attack of Immortal Slaying Vine swallowed a slobber at the same time. An unpredictable hunch was like a dark cloud before the rainstorm, which was shrouded in their hearts. Chi. But before they decided to continue to approach, along with Immortal Ascension sect master and Xantai Linglan, they attacked a group of cultivators led by 5 or 6 glamorous female cultivators, and a surge of surging sound with a terrifying inner chi expanded on all sides. Many of the group of cultivators have been playing the Golden Core with devastating light and breath. Annihilation Golden Core. Immortal Ascension sect master and Xantai Linglan's breathing were somewhat stagnant. Hong, hong. A surging sound, a heaven-shaking bang that has been thrown by the teeth of a person bursts around a nameless desert island. The blossoming terrifying mushroom cloud opens in all directions with unimaginable flames and shock waves. Many Immortal Slaying Vine are directly turned into fly ash, and many cultivators of Immortal Ascension sect are also annihilated. More than a dozen surviving cultivators are shaking all over. Playing the Annihilation Golden Core as a normal device, so much, what is this concept? And many of them are the Annihilation Golden Core made by the Golden Core of the 4th core layer. Under the Divine Mystic, it is impossible to stop it. They survived, just in the explosion center of the Annihilation Golden Core, running fast enough. 2 of the Thought Division Realm's Immortal Ascension sect true disciples saw it, one of Sect's Golden Core 4th layer and one Golden Core 5th layer's Supreme Elder, and there was no life-saving device at the bottom of the pressure box. Excited, it was annihilated by the flame of the Annihilation Golden Core. Hate Han Weiwei's side was originally smothered by the scent of Divine Mystic of Pang Great Treasure, and the eyes of Long Muxing, whose teeth were fighting, were rounded again. Zhang was Great Treasure and had a strange surging sound. Immediately, Long Muxing couldn't help but utter a word from their lonely cold continent, hanging. Hong. Xantai Linglan has also worked hard with the powerful energy of Yang Rouge Bird, Primal Chaos Yunwei and Blue Luan. Shua. But at this moment, the void vibration, a grey-black crescent moon suddenly appeared in the void, instantly defeated all the brilliance in front of Xantai Linglan, hit Xantai Linglan back. Great Treasure Mouth, a hemoptysis, the naked body almost collapsed directly. Immortal Ascension sect master is subconsciously stunned and backwards back and forth hundreds of feet. But it is not Wei Suo who plucks from a secret place cave, but a white old man who seems to be stupid. Dear God! Several of the Immortal Ascension sect's cultivators were almost shaken and couldn't help but drop True Yuan. Wei Suo has Li Ziyi. Such a brother rabbit is known to many people, but everyone knows that Li Ziyi is completely gone, Golden Core is exhausted, it is about to sit down, and only the cultivation base of Golden Core 3rd layer, but now this name the stupid white old man is surrounded by an unspeakable atmosphere, and has already reached the cultivation base of the Golden Core 5th layer initial stage. Moreover, he ignited the powerful energy of Lightning Waning Moon, which is even more scary. Even Xantai Linglan is directly hit hard. Bad person, I am not in my brother, I want to attack Dongfu, are you looking for death? Li Ziyi hits Xantai Linglan with a single blow, and she is stupid. Chi. A cold brilliance emerged from Shui Linger's eyebrows and turned into a gorgeous moon palace of Pang Great Treasure. The brilliance of azure lingers on Shui Linger, reflecting her like a fairy. We are responsible for dealing with Immortal Ascension sect master. After the sacrifice of the Guanggan Moon Palace, Shui Ling immediately included Feng Ziyu, Zhang Zhuayu, Shi Fiking, Chen Shu, Qi Longshan, Qing Ping, Yin Liwa and others in the Guanggan Moon Palace. At this moment, Li Ziyi has already begun to force the Immortal Ascension sect master, which has been backed up by Wei Suo, and Primal Chaos Yunwei, Yang Rougebird and Blue Luan have been with him. With this group of people to follow Li Ziyi, there should be no problem with the Immortal Ascension sect master. Bring me ah. Don't pull me down ah. A seemingly stubborn old man holding a brilliance of science scissors, desperately plundering the Guanggan Moon Palace. This old man was at the time with Chen Shu, who broke through the golden core refining man, old Lu. In this life, I can do 2 tricks with divine mystic great treasure. As an alchemist, I am not alive for fear that Shui Ling pulled himself down, the stubborn old man was screaming at the great treasure. Hong. Immortal Ascension sect master, the naked body slammed, and even a white glow Dao chart was annihilated directly in the void in front of him because of the loss of control. Wonders of the ages, a group of golden core first layer second layer, even alchemist of a golden core first layer is clamoring to kill a divine mystic great treasure.